This is the start of another John Schneider masterclass. Free agency has barely begun, and the reigning NFL Executive of the Year is already putting together a series of low-key, high-value signings that could make the Seahawks serious contenders again next season. Today, we are breaking down who those players are, what their contracts look like, and why these under-the-radar moves will have the Seahawks back in Super Bowl contention next season. What is up, ladies, gentlemen, and 12s all over? Kyle Guerrero here, your host of Seahawks Digest. We bring you everything Seattle Seahawks news-related, rumor-related, and report-related as it is happening in real time. And we are a few days into free agency, and we are already in the midst of a John Schneider masterclass. Now, the Seahawks have gone out and made some big free agency moves with the re-signing of Rashid Shaheed, Josh Jobe. And then we went out and got Emmanuel Wilson from the Green Bay Packers to fill in for Kenneth Walker at that running back position. But today we are going to focus on the under-the-radar moves that John Schneider has been making over the last few days, the deals that are not getting the headlines in mainstream media right now. And as a Seahawk fan, this is a video you're not going to want to miss because I don't see these names being covered too much. And if one injury happens to one of our starters or rotational guys, a lot of these guys are going to get a lot of snaps next year. Albeit, let's hope none of our guys get injured and we don't need to go this route, but it'll be good to familiarize yourselves with these players. Before we dive into these players, we are only 10 subscribers away on the road to 800 subscribers. So if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Seattle Seahawks content that is coming out all this offseason, please hit that subscribe button. Now let's dive in and learn more about these signings. And first one up is Seahawk fan favorite, Mr. Jake Bobo. Big time Jake. He is the guy that will go in whenever we need a big catch. He comes out of nowhere and just snags them. He had a big one in that 49ers game and then a touchdown in that NFC championship against the Los Angeles Rams as well. So it's a very interesting deal that we have with Bobo here because he is a restricted free agent, but we did sign his tender worth $3.52 million. Another team can sign Bobo to an offer sheet, and Seattle has the right of first refusal. If no offer sheet, Bobo can play on the tender/extend. So more likely than not, Bobo is going to be back next season with that hit of $3.52 million in his cap hit. And yeah, this is just such a great re-signing for the Seahawks. We already have such a deep wide receiver room, but Bobo is just one of those glue guys, and he's a locker room guy, and he is great on special teams as well. And yeah, but whenever we need to throw him in the mix, he has great hands, and he always seems to come up with those big catches in those key moments when we need him. Look how absolutely stacked our wide receiver room is heading into next season. JSN, Shaheed, Torrey Horton once he gets healthy, the vet and Cooper Kupp, and Jake Bobo. Look at that kick return and punt return with Rashid and Torrey Horton. This is one of the deepest wide receiver locker rooms in the NFL. In fact, I don't know if there is a deeper room in the entire NFL. But anyways, let's keep moving to our next signing. And that is Brandon Pili. The Seahawks are re-signing defensive tackle Brandon Pili to a one-year, $2 million deal. Seattle keeps a true nose tackle on the team that was a big contributor in the run game and on special teams. Last season, Pili appeared in 13 games for the Seahawks and played about 150 defensive snaps. He was primarily in that rotation on our D-line. He also contributed on special teams and even forced a fumble on a kick return during the season. He is a solid rotational piece for our D-line if anything happens to Byron Murphy, Jaron Reed, or Leonard Williams, or even if those guys just need a break or to take a snap off, Pili can go in there and play that role really well. He is also a very exceptional run stuffer. So very nice to have Pili back as a rotational depth piece. Let's keep moving. Next up is another fan favorite in Brady Russell, and by God, just look at that mullet that he's rocking right there. The Seahawks re-signed Brady Russell on Thursday, bringing back a leader and a playmaker on special teams. I think we have him on a 2-year, $3 or $4 million deal, so about $1.5–2 million a deal for just one of the best special teamers in the entire league. He played 394 special team snaps last year and accounted for 14 tackles on special teams. And special teams is a big reason why the Seahawks won some of their games last year. Like that Rashid Shaheed return against Atlanta, like that big kickoff return against the 49ers to open up that NFC divisional game. And also in that game against the Rams when we were down by 16 points and we just ran that back. This is a great guy we were getting back, great leadership, and I think our special teams is going to be one of the best things of our team again next season. The next name up is tackle Josh Jones. We've just re-signed Jones to a one-year deal. And let's not forget that Jones was a big piece to the Seahawks team when Charles Cross was hurt. This depth move are very underrated. What's great about Jones is he can play multiple positions on that O-line, and he can step in when any of our guys get injured or just need to take a snap or two off. He is a veteran lineman that will just be a great piece, continue to be a great piece for us in our depth of the O-line room. Going into next season, Jones will primarily be set as a primary swing tackle. He'll be a depth piece at both tackle positions and emergency depth at guard. Welcome back, Josh. Now, the next name up is one of the first guys that the Seahawks went out and signed from another team, as the Seahawks have signed their first external free agent of the offseason, adding former Colts safety Rodney Thomas II. Thomas played a ton in 2022 and 2023, but was more of a depth safety and special teamer the past two seasons. So when this guy was initially drafted for the Colts, he was in there, he was making a lot of plays. From my knowledge, he is known as a ball hawk, which, you know, Kobe Bryant at that safety position over the last few years, I think he had 7 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken, over the last 2 years. So getting a ball hawk to replace him right there. This is one of those diamond in the rough signings where Rodney Thomas had some play early on in his career and then kind of fizzled out and went to a rotational special teamers. But now Rodney will have a chance to battle for that safety position along Ty Okada. It's also worth noting that Thomas is also able to play the corner position. Don't know if we are going to give him reps at corner yet, but it'll be really interesting to see where we are playing him at the start of the preseason and in the offseason. But welcome to the team, Rodney. Just adding a few more notes onto Rodney Thomas, the 27-year-old, 6'1", 196 pounds, made 26 starts with 6 interceptions in 4 seasons after Indy drafted him in the 7th round out of Yale, where he also played corner. Hopefully this is one of those diamond in the rough gems that Schneider is just always able to find. And last but certainly not least, the Seahawks are bringing back DeAnthony Bell on a 1-year deal, reported. Bell spent most of last season with Seattle until Carolina snagged him off the waivers late in the season. So Seattle adds Rodney Thomas too and reunites with Bell after losing Kobe Bryant. So just another guy that can go into that safety positional battle. It's worth noting that Bell did spend time in the rotation last year when guys were banged up for the Seahawks. So he's a guy that is familiar with Macdonald's system, and he'll be able to come in and compete for that position right away. Now that we've learned a little bit more about these guys, our depth pieces that John Schneider has gone out and re-signed, who is your favorite signing of the last few days? Is it Bobo? Is it Jones? Is it Russell? Is it Thomas? Is it Bell? And we're talking about our signings that are not, not the Rashid Shaheed, not the Emmanuel Wilson. We are talking about our low-key value signings. Who do you think from this video has the potential to be the biggest difference maker for the Seahawks next season? And for me, I really want to say it is Jake Bobo. Huge Jake Bobo fan, Jake Bobo guy, believes he needs more reps. He is just a great player, but I don't see him really getting too much more opportunity here in Seattle with how deep that wide receiver room is. I like Josh Jones here a lot, especially how he was able to fill in when Charles Cross was injured and be a key piece of that offensive line. But, I am going to go with Brady Russell. That is my favorite signing that we got here. We are going to get the special teamer. It is not only the mullet that does it for me. He is great tackling. He is great blocking, and he really does it all on there, and he is such a leader for that unit. Anyways, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Seahawks Digest. Reminder, we are only 10 subscribers away from 800, so please subscribe if you haven't already, and we're going to keep that Seahawks content coming all off season long. Till next episode, I'm Kyle Guerrero. Go Hawks.